You've been told 1,000 myths about women that sound confident but collapse the moment reality touches them. The truth is simpler and far more powerful. Attraction is a nervous system event filtered through meaning. She doesn't evaluate you like a spreadsheet. She feels you, then she explains you. If you want to understand how the female mind works, start here. What she feels first writes the story she believes later. Your job is not to dump data into her head. Your job is to create a felt sense in her body of safety, fascination, and possibility. When you grasp that, everything changes. Your words slow down. Your movements become deliberate. Your presence quiets the noise in her mind and turns the volume up on her curiosity. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, stay with me until the end because we're just getting started. Attraction is not a debate you win, it's a frame you embody. Her attention tracks status, not the shallow, performative kind, but the deeper signals of a man who regulates himself under pressure. That's the first layer. Nervous system leadership. If your breath is shallow, you're fidgeting sharp. Your sentence is overly explained. Her body registers unstable. If your breathing is slow, your gaze steady, your voice unhurried with weight on the ends of your sentences, she registers grounded. Grounded beats pretty, grounded beats clever. Grounded beats almost everything because grounded tells her ancient biology, if the storm hits, he doesn't run. Women don't want a perfect man, they want a regulated man. And regulation is trained. It starts with the pause before you speak, the pause after she tests you, the pause when your phone dings. The pause is where your power lives, because the pause is where you prove to her body that yours is in charge. A female mind seeks alignment between how you feel, what you say, and what you do. Any crack in that alignment is where anxiety leaks in. This is why the man who sells intensity on day 1 and then turns needy by day 3 gets silently downgraded. She isn't punishing you, she's protecting herself from inconsistency. Consistency is not boredom, it's trust. Trust is not softness, it's the runway that lets sexual tension actually lift. Without trust, tension sputters or explodes. With trust, tension arcs and returns, like a tide that keeps bringing her back. Remember this formula: safety plus mystery equals magnetism. Safety is your control over yourself. Mystery is your control over your reveal. Give too much, you become predictable. Give too little, you become confusing. Give steadily and selectively, you become compelling. Her filters are not random. They are pattern detectors tuned to risk and reward. Risk. Are you chaotic? Are you a social liability? Do you try to manage her perception like a politician rather than embody a life you're proud of? Reward. Do you improve the emotional tone of the room? Do people orient around your presence without you begging for it? Do your decisions reduce friction or create it? She is reading your micro-signals long before she thinks the words. The tilt of your head while listening. Whether your shoes and watch match your environment. How quickly you look away when eye contact deepens. The way you touch objects, a glass, a door handle, your own jacket. The female mind is an orchestra of intuition. She hears the off-key note before you do. Don't resent it, learn to tune your instrument. Approach is less about lines and more about transitions. The male mind asks, "What do I say?" The female mind responds to, "How does he bring me from one state to another?" If you approach like a request, she evaluates you against risk. If you approach like a gift, calm energy, clean intent, simple opener delivered with stillness, she evaluates you against curiosity. Start with situational reality, keep it light, and then do the thing most men never do. Hold the silence for a beat after she responds. That micro beat communicates you're not auditioning, you're selecting. Selection is attractive because it presupposes you have options and standards. You didn't learn this on a motivational poster. You learned it by slowing your world down enough to feel the room instead of filling the room. The female attraction system is sensitive to social proof. Not the juvenile kind where you brag about past conquests, but the organic signals that other people, men and women, value you. When you walk into a venue, how many greetings do you receive? Do the staff recognize you? Do you introduce two strangers and make them both look good? These are invisible medals. She unconsciously assigns you credit for the ease you create. That ease is a hierarchy signal, not dominance over others, but influence with others. Influence is earned by adding value without seeking immediate return. Buy the first round without mentioning it twice. Remember names. Laugh with restraint. And above all, don't perform your worth. Demonstrate it through dignified participation. The more you perform, the more she senses fear trying to disguise itself as charm. Texting is a battleground most men lose because they chase regulation through the screen instead of embodying it in life. Text should do two things: maintain thread tension and move the story forward. Thread tension is created by rhythm, not volume. You don't flood her with paragraphs. You use short, vivid cues that invite her imagination. You don't confirm every detail with nervous questions. You propose with clarity and give space. The female mind tests congruence on text. If you were grounded in person, why are you suddenly hyperactive digitally? Keep your punctuation clean. State your plan simply. Hold your line. If she delays, you don't spiral. You pivot back to your life. And when you re-engage, you don't punish. You reset the tone with playful certainty. If this is hitting something inside you, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one. The moment of first physical contact is not a trick. It's a calibration. Her body wants to know if your touch is informed by awareness or hunger. Awareness feels like presence distributed through your fingertips. Hunger feels like a grab. Awareness invites. Hunger takes. The female mind links your touch to your self-command. If your palm on her lower back is steady and brief as you guide her through a crowded space, you telegraph capability. If your hand lingers like you're trying to convince yourself she's real, you telegraph scarcity. Scarcity kills polarity because it makes her responsible for regulating your insecurity. Never hand her that job. Regulate yourself, then bring her into the space you've already stabilized inside. So let's talk tests. The small challenges that make men defensive and make masters smile. Tests are not cruelty, they are calibration. She needs to see whether your frame survives friction. Think of them as microwaves hitting your shoreline. A strong shoreline shapes the waves. A weak shoreline gets reshaped by them. When she teases your jacket, questions your timing, delays a reply, or throws a playful provocation, don't fight the wave and don't flee it. Shape it. Agree and amplify when it's clearly playful. Set a limit with a smile when it crosses your standards. The female mind respects a man who can protect his boundaries without losing warmth. I like the energy here, let's keep it clean. That sentence, delivered with a calm gaze and a slight smile, creates a container. In a container, attraction can expand. Without a container, everything leaks. Know the difference between intensity and intimacy. Intensity spikes dopamine. Intimacy stabilizes oxytocin. A lot of men machine gun compliments, escalate pace, and mistake adrenaline for depth. The female mind craves depth built on attunement. Are you tracking her micro-expressions? Do you leave space for her to invest? Do you ask one layered question instead of 5 shallow ones? Replace interrogation mode with resonance mode. Resonance sounds like this. You mirror the emotional tone of what she shares. You name one subtext. You offer a concise perspective. And then you hold silence. In that silence, she reveals more, because she feels seen without being squeezed. Being seen is a rare drug. Don't overdose her, don't leave her starving. Dose wisely. There is a paradox you must master. Be predictable in your character, unpredictable in your choices. Predictable character means your values don't wobble. You don't bend your standards to keep attention. You don't abandon your self-care, your sleep, your mission because she's exciting. You communicate time boundaries without apology. I'm enjoying this. I'm up early tomorrow, so I'm out after one more. The female mind hears that and registers long-term signal. A man capable of saying no to the present can build a future. Unpredictable choices means you refuse routine scripts. You change venues mid-conversation when the energy calls for it. You break a pattern on purpose. Switch from a high-sensation environment to a quiet corner with warm lighting. You write a brief voice note instead of more text. You stay 10 minutes shorter than expected. Predictable character earns trust. Unpredictable choices keep her alert and engaged. Status is not just what you have, it's how you hold what you have. The insecure rich man and the grounded bartender are not read the same. She notices who you are when nothing is happening. This is why boredom is your secret training ground. Can you stand casually with open posture, weight balanced, hands relaxed, gaze soft but alert, without reaching for your phone every 15 seconds? Can you watch the room without judging the room? The female mind is superb at detecting men who self-soothe by consuming attention. She doesn't want a man who consumes attention. She wants a man who channels it. Channeling attention looks like this. You decide which micro-conversation to deepen. You set structure when energy is scattered. You redirect logistics without fuss. Logistics mastery is brutally attractive because it burns anxiety at the source. We're going to step outside for 2 minutes. Fresher air, easier to hear. Said calmly, done immediately. Anxiety dissolves. Attraction breathes. The masculine frame is not loud, it is boundaried. Boundaries are not walls. They are invitations with conditions. I enjoy playful teasing. I don't do disrespect. I like spontaneity. I keep my mornings for training. I'm open to explore. I don't repeat myself 3 times on text. These are not lectures. They're small posts marking the perimeter of your land. The female mind tests perimeters to feel their strength. If your posts are inflatable, there one day, gone the next, she knows your land is a theme park. She might ride the roller coaster, she won't invest her heart. Set a boundary once, enforce it consistently, reward alignment with warmth. Respond to violations with calm withdrawal or a clear reset. Power is not how loudly you correct, it's how quietly you exit when correction fails. Your voice is a direct line to her nervous system, not the words, the vibration. Slow your exhale before you speak, not a performative baritone, but a centered resonance. End sentences on downbeats. Avoid verbally climbing at the end of statements like a question mark is towing your masculinity uphill. A female mind listens for certainty wrapped in warmth. Certainty without warmth is brittle. Warmth without certainty is needy. You want both. Practice by reading a paragraph aloud every day with focus on weight and space. Record it, cringe, adjust. This isn't vanity, it's craftsmanship. The difference between an amateur and a pro is how much unglamorous repetition he is willing to endure. Let's move to the psychology of pursuit. Women don't pursue men, they pursue experiences with men. If the experience of you is scattered, they step back. If the experience of you is coherent, they lean in. Coherence means that your lifestyle, your social circle, your routines, and your mission align in a way that a woman can picture herself inside without losing herself. Yes, she wants to be swept. No, she doesn't want to be swallowed. Invite her into pockets of your world that express mood, not just status. A low-lit bistro where the owner greets you by name communicates belonging. A Saturday morning farmer's market where you know which stand has the best berries communicates rootedness. A quiet workspace where you create communicates purpose. The female mind isn't impressed by spammed spectacle, she's magnetized by textured reality. Scarcity mindset corrodes attraction because it makes you overvalue any one connection and undervalue yourself. Abundance mindset is not collecting bodies, it's building a life so dense with meaning that no single outcome shapes your worth. Women feel this immediately. They hear it in the way you accept a no and stay generous. They see it when your attention moves smoothly back to your friends without a performance of indifference. They sense it when you don't convert every interaction into a metric. Stop counting. Start curating. Curate your values, your evenings, your inputs, your sleep. A curated man becomes a gravitational center. The female mind trusts gravity more than fireworks. Now, the law of investment. People value what they build. If you carry the interaction on your back, planning everything, talking most, solving all logistics, she may enjoy it, but she won't bond with it. Invite micro-investments. Ask her to choose between 2 options. Have her text you when she arrives home, and then actually reply with a brief felt sentence. Ask her to hold the reservation name or recommend a dessert. These aren't chores, they're threads. Threads weave attachment. The female mind bonds through contribution, not consumption. Don't overinvest to compensate for fear. Create space for her to help build the vibe. She will value what she co-creates. Sexual tension is the respectful pressure between 2 nervous systems that both feel safe enough to expand. It's not created by constant escalation, it's created by contrast. Speak slowly, then tease quickly. Hold eye contact, then break it with a knowing half smile. Stand an inch closer than polite, then step back and ask her a grounded question about something that actually matters. The female mind opens when she can predict your character, but not your timing. Timing is art. You'll ruin it if you chase confirmation. Release the need to be told, "I like you." Instead, focus on microfeedback. The tilt of her neck, the dilation of her pupils, the mirroring of your posture, the head nod rhythm. If the signals align and consent is clear, escalate deliberately. If signals mix, reduce intensity without resentment. Pressure that listens is seductive. Pressure that ignores is repulsive. If you want long-term pull, become a man who metabolizes stress. The female mind is allergic to unprocessed bitterness. If every ex is crazy, if every boss doesn't get you, if every friend is jealous, she knows the common denominator. Do your inner work. Train your body hard enough to sweat out petty energy. Journal without indulgence. 5 lines max, focused on lessons, not loops. Sit in stillness 10 minutes a day and watch your mind like it's a movie you're not required to star in. This is not spiritual theater, it's nervous system hygiene. Clean men attract clean relationships. The rest is drama, and drama is just cortisol wearing lipstick. You also need edges. A man without edges is a couch. A man with razor edges is a weapon. You want sculpted edges, strong convictions delivered with grace. Name your non-negotiables. Show preferences that might risk approval. Order the dish you actually want, not the one you imagine she'll respect. Speak a divergent opinion without turning it into a debate club. The female mind is drawn to signal over noise. Most men are noise, agreeable on the surface, resentful underneath. Be signal, agreeable when it costs nothing, unmovable when it costs your integrity. That contrast builds trust, because she knows where she stands, and that certainty is rare. Let's talk grooming and style, because your exterior is a frame for the energy you're carrying. Fit first, texture second, color third. If your clothes fight your body, your energy bleeds. Tailor 2 jackets that feel like armor and move like air. Own 1 pair of minimalist, high-quality shoes you can clean to new with a cloth. Keep your nails trimmed and your scent subtle, a trail, not a cloud. The female mind respects a man who respects his details. Details scream discipline. Discipline whispers, this man can handle more. More what? More life, more responsibility, more of her. Conversation is the surface. Subcommunication is the current. You want to master both. At the surface, rotate through 3 modes: play, depth, direction. Play breaks ice, observational humor, light teasing calibrated to her reaction. Depth anchors connection. 1 thoughtful question that explores a value she cares about. Direction moves logistics. You propose the next move. Most men get stuck in one mode and wonder why the vibe dies. Rotate. And under the surface, subcommunicate that you are at ease in your own skin. Your stillness between sentences, your unhurried sip of water, your habit of noticing something specific and phrasing it simply. These currents carry her. The female mind doesn't want to paddle the whole time. On dates, control the architecture. Choose environments that do the heavy lifting, warm lighting, music that allows conversation, seating that places you at right angles rather than confrontationally across. Temperature matters. People snap when they're cold and melt when they're warm. Lighting matters. Harsh lights flatten faces and heighten self-consciousness. Soft lights forgive. Sound matters. If you're shouting, you're draining. Control what you can, accept what you can't, and adapt without complaint. Complaints announce helplessness. Solutions announce leadership. Solve 3 micro-problems in a row. Finding a quieter table, flagging a server with a friendly gesture, splitting the check smoothly, and watch how her shoulders drop. Dropped shoulders are attraction breathing. When conflict appears, and it will, handle it with a 2-step dance. Validate the emotion, hold the frame. Validation is not surrender, it's recognition. I see why that landed badly. Frame is not rigidity, it's direction. Here's what I'm willing to do next. The female mind decreases defensiveness when it feels seen. Your frame decreases chaos when it offers a path. Never collapse your standards to avoid a spike of discomfort. Discomfort tolerated becomes respect, banked. Avoidance buys temporary peace at the cost of long-term desire. If you've ever wondered why a woman can be drawn to you and then cool off, understand this. Attraction decays in stale air. Stale air is predictability without polarity. You got comfortable. You stopped flirting. you stopped surprising yourself. Fix it by refreshing novelty within the container of trust you've built. Change the rhythm of your communication. Switch from dinner to a walk that ends in a hidden spot with a view. Try a new physical language. Slow dance for 1 minute in your living room, even if you've never danced. You're not auditioning for a show. You're signaling, I refuse to sleepwalk through connection. The female mind feeds on aliveness. Bring it, or watch her drift toward where it lives. Now your mission. The female mind senses whether she is being asked to complete a man or to accompany him. If she must complete you, she will either mother you or leave you. If she can accompany you, she can relax and choose. A mission is not a platitude. It's a daily proof. What are you building that would matter even if she never existed? Pour into that. Not as a strategy to get women, but as the integrity of your life. Ironically, that integrity draws women because it removes the stink of desperation. You become a man with gravity and a direction. She can orbit that. She cannot orbit a void. Here's a direct, tactical sequence for meeting, connecting, and leading that aligns with how the female mind works. Walk into the space and take 30 seconds to breathe and observe. Choose an anchor position with good sight lines. Acknowledge staff or one person near you with a brief, friendly comment. This places you in the social network. When you see a woman you want to meet, catch her eye once and hold with a soft gaze for 2 heartbeats. Approach from the side with a slight smile, stop at arm's length, and open with an observation grounded in the environment. Pause. Let her answer. Mirror her pace, not her words. Add a playful line if the energy invites. Transition by linking the moment to a micro-purpose. I'm grabbing a coffee. Walk with me. As you move, ask one layered question that touches values. Then share a concise story fragment of your own related to that value. No bragging, just a glimpse. When the moment peaks, propose a simple next step with a specific time. Capture the logistics cleanly. Leave 1 minute earlier than you'd like. Text later with a 7-word callback to something meaningful she said. This cadence respects the female mind's need for safety, novelty, and leadership. When she's in your space, your car, your home, your table, make a ritual out of arrival. Offer water without asking if she wants it. Set it down. Adjust the music to a softer track. Place your phone screen down, sound off. People relax when they see the ritual of care executed without fanfare. Ritual is pre-verbal leadership. The female mind absorbs ritual as signal. This man has thought past himself. Seduction built on ritual never looks thirsty. It looks inevitable. Jealousy management is another filter. A woman doesn't need you to be unapproachable. She needs you to be unshakable. If another woman engages you, include your date subtly. Touch her forearm as you introduce her. Angle your body to face both. Your date's nervous system reads that as protection, not possession. Protection says, I've got you. Possession says, I'm scared to lose you. The first deepens attraction. The second drains it. The female mind will never fully explain itself, not because it's impossible to understand, but because it isn't designed to be reduced to bullet points. It's designed to be felt in real time and responded to with poise. Your skill is responsiveness without reactivity. You can't fake that with a trick. You build it through thousands of small decisions to slow down, breathe deeper, and choose the calibrated move over the impulsive one. Over time, your baseline changes. What used to spike your heart doesn't. What used to make you chase makes you smile. That smile is not arrogance. It's lived experience in a man's body. If you want a simple daily practice that rewires how you show up, do this. Every day, put yourself in a mild social discomfort on purpose and breathe until comfort returns without escaping. Start a conversation with a stranger and hold eye contact 1 beat longer than is familiar. Attend an event alone and make 3 introductions between other people. Speak your preference clearly the next time a group does the I don't mind whatever dance. These reps teach your nervous system that you survive micro-friction. A female mind feels the residue of those reps in you. She can't name it. She doesn't need to. She feels it in how she relaxes around you. Also, practice withholding commentary. The impulse to narrate everything kills mystery. If you're driving, you don't need to explain each turn. If you choose a wine, you don't need to deliver an essay. Allow space for her to wonder. Wonder invites participation. Participation invites investment. Investment increases desire. This is not manipulation, it's architecture. You're building a space where two adults can bring their best energy without scrambling for control. In that space, sexuality grows like a flame protected from wind, fed, not forced. You will be tempted to fix her moods. Don't. Hold them. Validate the feeling, keep your frame, and invite motion. Let's walk. Motion metabolizes emotion. The female mind respects a man who doesn't drown when she drops a tidal wave of feeling in the room. You don't need the perfect sentence. You need steady breath, soft eyes, a grounded voice, and a suggestion that moves the energy through the body. Countless arguments vanish when the body moves. You can't outlogic a body in fight or flight. Bring it back to earth. Remember, you're not trying to be the most interesting man in the world to everyone. You're becoming unmistakable to the right women. Unmistakable looks like presence, edges, generosity, humor, standards, and a life that would be worth living if you never got another match. Ironically, that's when they multiply, not because the universe is magical, but because attention follows value, and you become easier to perceive when you're actually being yourself consistently. If you felt a click during this, that's your standard recalibrating. The next time you step into a room, your body will remember pieces of this. Your breath will slow on its own. Your eyes will find a face and rest instead of darting. Your words will carry weight because you'll have permissioned yourself to say less and mean it more. That is how the female mind works with a masculine presence. It relaxes and opens, not because you forced it, but because you offered a stable container and an intriguing path. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, stay with me to the last lines. This spark becomes fire when you apply it tonight, not someday. Here's the last piece: forgiveness of self. You will mess this up. You will overtext a woman you really like. You will miss a cue and press when you should have paused. You will shrink when you should have set a boundary. Good. That's tuition. Pay it consciously, not with shame, but with attention. After a misstep, don't spiral. Perform an after-action review. What was the trigger? Where did your breath go? What move would have expressed your values more cleanly? Adjust one behavior, generalize it, move on. A man who learns visibly is more attractive than a man who pretends he never fails. The female mind trusts honest evolution. If this lit something in you, if a part of you just stood up straighter and decided to carry himself like the man you've known you could be, then keep this energy moving. Apply one principle in the next 24 hours. The pause, the boundary, the ritual, the rotation of play depth direction, the clean logistical lead. Don't wait to feel ready. Feeling ready is a luxury. Action makes you ready. And if you know a brother who needs to hear this, send it to him today. Don't keep it to yourself. You're building a circle of men who regulate themselves and raise the standard of how we engage with women. That circle changes lives quietly. When you close this, go stand in front of a mirror, meet your own eyes and breathe until your shoulders drop. Then step into your world and practice presence. The female mind doesn't want a promise of presence. It wants the reality. Bring it. The world opens for men who carry themselves with calm, with edges, with warmth, and with direction. If this resonated, tell me which part hit hardest and why. I read every single one. And if you want more like this, lock in now. Because the next time we talk, we're going to turn these insights into precise micro moves you can deploy in the first 5 minutes of any interaction. Moves that are respectful, clean, and powerful. Until then, keep your breath low, your standards high, and your presence unmistakable.